What it do, YouTube? It's your boy J7Mez bringing you a brand new episode here on the channel. Right here with some NCAA football 14 over here on the PS3. Mixing it up, going back to my roots. Used to play this game all the time, man. And with college football here, I figured might as well start up a new series. See if I get something going right here with this. Used to play this all the time back on the PS3. Preferred it much more than Madden. But yeah, right here, you see we're just going to be creating a new coach. You can see from the title, we are going to be taking over the El Paso Miners, one of the worst teams in Division I college football. Also, I read an article the other day that it's, them and Rice are always competing for it, and I guess Rice is one of our rivals, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see. You see, offense we're going to be running is a pro style offense with 4-3 multiple as defense. And yeah, man, really excited for this series. Hopefully we get this going, put it out hopefully a couple times a week, once or twice. We are going to be playing on Heisman difficulty, as you will see right there. 7-minute quarters. I do have custom sliders I have gotten from Mr. Hurricane. And yeah, I'll probably put the link to that in the description. These are updated rosters, so 2019-2020 season. And I'll put the custom sliders in the next episode. The custom rosters will be in the description below. Got those from Operation Sports. Shout out to those guys for grinding all year to make the new rosters for everybody to use. I did try doing the UC Davis one, but someone pointed out to me that the roster I was using was apparently an old one, and then even my the roster that I downloaded was an old roster as well for the Aggies. So I was like, alright, I'll just download the new one and then end up using one of these teams. So I was gonna use San Jose State, but they were 75 overall. I thought that was too high. And then El Paso's the worst of 68, and UTSA was the other one I was really contemplating using, but once again I felt like they were just too high of overall. And so yeah, end up going with UTEP right here out of Conference USA. As you see, they've just always been bad. Last season was 05 there, and they've been bad ever since. I know last season available right there is 2012, but we are using 2019-2020 rosters. And as for teams, let me pull that up real quick, or players that came out of El Paso. I'm surprised I actually knew a few. Apparently Aaron Jones, running back for the Green Bay Packers, right now is out of the University of Texas, El Paso. Quentin Debs, former defensive back. He used to play for the Eagles. Jordan Palmer, I remembered his name from Madden's, just backup quarterback. Johnny Lee Higgins, former Raider, I remembered him. And Thomas Howard, very good player, linebacker also for the Raiders back in the day. So that was pretty cool to see, just looking it up. Right here you see we're just upgrading the coordinators and stuff. Obviously we just got them ball security for offense, bull rush for defense, and then for us we went with scouting, because you need that. Is the beginning of rebuilding a team or Dynasty. Right here, our 2 games to begin the year are pretty easy with New Mexico and New Mexico State. Those are rivalry games. That's what the CPU gave me for the schedule, so I was like, let's roll with that. I did change our week 5 game to a UCF, number 17, and number 12 Texas A&M was already there, so I was like, alright, we'll just play these games. So a little bit of a tougher schedule just with those 2 games, but we should have 2 easy wins in the beginning or evenly matched with those guys, and I feel like I should be able to win those games, but we'll see how rusty I am. Right here, our QB, let's meet the roster real quick. Loxley is our starting quarterback, 80 overall, senior, as well as Jones, who is also a senior, but is far less talented. And we also have a freshman in TJ Goodwin. Awareness is both high for both of them. Speed, I believe, went in Loxley's direction. As you see, the throw power and accuracy both favor Loxley, so he'll obviously be the starter for this season. I think, yeah, he's one of the best players on our roster. So senior, hopefully he does well. Right here, running back, we got Quadraz Wadley, gonna be a good running back. Very slow though, that's what kind of worried me. So I'm probably gonna be using Wadley for single back, I form, stuff like that. For shotgun, I'm probably gonna go right here with Trayvon Hughes, also a senior. Unfortunately, I wish his cash was a little higher. You see it right there, it's 61, but I'm gonna see if we could work with it because he is much faster than Wadley. And I already played game 1, and you can definitely feel how slow Wadley is for a running back. Let's just say that. Fullback, we got 2 freshmen fullback. It just don't matter. Wide receiver, we have no skill at wide receiver. We got a 74 senior and Johnson Jr. Or Don Jr. is a junior, 71 overall. He is our second fastest receiver. Definitely gonna be looking for him. Johnson as well. We just don't have speed, so it's definitely gonna be a lot of just hopefully getting open on the routes. Tight end wise, don't really have nothing special here. Just some guys hopefully that could progress. They're young, so juniors and 2 sophomores, hopefully they progress. This is what really worries me though. Our O-line is pretty bad. Left tackle's a sophomore, 65 overall. Left guard's sophomore as well, but he's a little higher, almost a 70. Hopefully he progresses well. His center, we actually have a good center, but he is a senior, so now once again we gotta hope on the development of behind him and recruiting. So hopefully that ends up working out, as I believe he is our highest overall center. Right guard, it's alright, again, just 70 overall. We'll definitely need it to be better though. And then a junior, 69. So O-line definitely gonna need some work, and have to definitely recruit good there. Our D-line, another thing to worry about, just no skill there. Very young, 2 freshmen at right ends. It's just gonna be a really tough game to the quarterback, creating some trouble. This who we're gonna have to depend on defense though. Denzel, I'm not even gonna try that last name, is gonna be our another highest rated player. I believe the highest. We have 5 players who are 80 overalls, so he's one of the few. And then after that, it's just a steep drop off. Freaking no depth whatsoever. At linebacker, we got a senior, so once again, just gonna have to play this season, one season to see him, and then move on. Right here, looks like I just skipped through the linebackers. We do have a great cornerback in Rogers right here, Justin Rogers, 80 overall, and then once again another steep drop off. So it's definitely going to be a challenge to get some of these better teams. Definitely going to try and do what we can. And then safeties, just once again, free safety 74, so not too bad. Strong safety was pretty weak. We do have 2 kickers on the team, that surprised me. And we have a senior punter, so instead of having to recruit another punter, I'm probably just going to move the kicker that I red shirt later that you'll see, and move him to punter for next season, just to save it. I know most people don't usually do that, but I'm just going to do it just because. Right here we get into red shirt and you get a little better look at their face and stuff on this one. Right here, getting a redshirt Goodwin, so Brown Holtz is going to move into the 3rd string quarterback role. We have 3 freshman running backs, and right here, most of Wadley and Hughes are going to get most of the touches, so I'm going to end up deciding to redshirt Hankins and Joseph, I believe. So hopefully they develop pretty well. Hopefully Hankins doesn't get mad and leave and transfer, because we could definitely use him for next season. Fullbacks got 2 redshirt freshmen. Wide receivers, we have 11 wide receivers, which is crazy to me, but alright. So that's what the roster creators have. I believe this is due to it being a spring roster from the Operation Sports roster that I got it from. They only had some teams starting the season, which I'm assuming, I think most of the big name schools were updated, but some of these smaller schools, they just had the preseason, the spring rosters, if I say it correctly, yeah, spring rosters for this. So basically we're just going through redshirting some of these guys. Just no talent. This is going to be definitely a challenge to rebuild. I've done harder though. I remember when the game first came out, I ended up rebuilding the Georgia State Panthers, worst team in the game, 60 overall. So that was a fun one to do. Ended up, I think, 10 years, like 3 national championships. So hopefully I could do a little better. I'm definitely better at games now than I was then. Cornerback, definitely going to have to recruit heavy there. 1 senior and 4 juniors. So definitely have to bring in some talent for there. Safety wise, actually got some good guys that hopefully could develop this offseason, get some good training boosting right here. That's why I realized I'm like, what? We got 2 kickers? Because I didn't realize when we were looking at the depth chart first. So I ended up just keeping Ramos. And then, oh, did I not redshirt the kicker? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Alright, whatever. On to recruiting. Right here, I'm going to be attempting to get one really good player. Very unlikely to get him, but he is an athlete, Drew Ellis. Right here, quarterback Nigel Williams. We actually have a good chance of getting him. We had decent interest from him, so hopefully we could get him. Hopefully he ends up being a pretty solid quarterback. And just going through, only 25% or 25% we get to scout for these players, which sucks. Definitely got to get these upgrades for our coach as quick as possible to get that 100% scouting, just to save us the scouting points as well for recruiting. So as you just mainly went through, I ended up going, if they were interested in us 3 stars, I would add them to our recruiting board. Mainly 3 and 2 stars. I don't think, didn't target any 4 stars. So the 3 stars are from high to low 60s. Hopefully we can get a few of the high ones. Definitely gonna need a quarterback for this next season. So unless the red shirt and the 3rd string end up progressing pretty well, I'd still like to bring in our own quarterback. And hopefully that at the top you saw we could get him. I already forgot his name. I'm still getting acclimated with the roster. But right here, this is the preseason polls for all the teams. You see your team, go ahead and just pause it if you want, but I go through slow to the top 25, and I believe I speed it up. There's UCF, we got to play them, as well as Texas Tech, no, not Texas Tech, Texas State, right? No, Texas A&M. I don't know why I'm blanking on that stuff. But right here, we're just flying through it. I don't know what I did right there, but yep, you see Florida Atlantic 69, that's one of the people in our conference. You see a few Conference USAs pop up in here, but then we get near the bottom, it's a lot more of us. Tulsa at 100, who else we got in here that pops up? What is that? East Carolina, there's UTSA, definitely looking to use them. UNLV as well. I was looking to the West Coast, so that's where I was from, and I was like, let's actually just go with one of the worst teams in the league, in the college football. So I ended up going with them. I think the worst team is actually Idaho, but I don't want to rebuild Idaho. Come on now. So I ended up going with UTEP. There's Rice right there, as I said. And there's our 2 opponents for the first 2 games of this series. New Mexico and New Mexico State. Very bad. But they are rivalry games, so I was like, I better not get rid of them. So, yeah. 68 overall, 72 offense. Our defense is atrocious, 66. And we do have the bye week in week 1. Right now, okay, so next we're looking at our conference outlook. We're projected to finish last in the conference with Rice and UTSA right by us, so UTSA isn't that great either. Oh, actually, Rice was actually worse. Nah, who wants to rebuild Rice though? UTEP, baby. El Paso, Texas, right on the border of Mexico. So that's a cool one. See if we could rebuild them. Like I said, I didn't think any good football players came from there, but Aaron Jones, he's ended up becoming a star from there. Thomas Howard used to be a very good linebacker for Oakland back in the day. Johnny Lee Higgins, kind of I want to say a bust, but he wasn't as great as he could have been. But as you see, some of the overalls, we got some high 70s. Tulsa is a 79, 74. Florida International, they're projected to finish the best, which surprised me. So yeah, I think the next thing I look at, what are we looking at here? Oh, this is just the outlook at our whole roster. Like I said, I believe it was 5, right? 2, 4, 5. Yep. Defensive tackle, quarterback, corner, punter, and our running back. So some skill position, which is nice, and then it's a drop off down to 75 of our center and Gatewood. Hopefully he could get everybody in order and help lead that O-line. I believe it's going to be a struggle this year. Definitely can't be holding on to the ball too long. Otherwise, we're going to definitely be struggling, giving up a lot of sacks. Especially with our wide receivers, too. They don't have great hands. It's just really going to have to depend on the running game. Right here, I would go over to Alabama just so you guys can see it is official rosters. Just some names like Tua right there. Najee Harris at running back. Who else? Trevon Diggs. And then where do I go next? Auburn. I don't think I know anyone from Auburn. Like I said, I haven't watched college football in a while. I'm trying to get into it this year. We'll see if I can. I watch regular football usually, but I'm trying to get back into college football. What we got here? Clemson. The GOAT, Trevor Lawrence, that everyone's projecting to be a #1 pick when he decides to come out. He is very good. We'll see how that works out. Justin Ross right there. Nice 95 overall. 82 speed. That surprised me. I thought he'd be a little faster than that. Maybe the creators are trying to keep the speed somewhat reasonable. But whatever on that. And I believe anything else I'm gonna look at. Oh yeah, right here. So the next episode is gonna be versus New Mexico, and then we got New Mexico State after that. So 2 rivalry games off the bat. Hopefully I can end up going 2-0 on that, and then after that it's gonna start getting tough. Actually, UTSA will be a pretty easy one too. But then it picks up. Definitely have some challenges. Hoping probably 6-6, probably what I'm expecting. Hopefully I can outperform. So that's it for this one. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, it's much appreciated. And yeah, catch you on the next one. Peace.